Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Hi, I'm Vincent. Welcome if you're new. Thank you if you're returning. This is my daily walk. And I'm going to cover, being an introvert and starting that YouTube channel anyway. However, this is from the perspective of a channel that has not even remotely come close to being monetized, let alone blown up or gone viral or any of that kind of stuff. 0 subscribers, and let's just call it what it is. Kind of wandering in a weird area here. Less than 1 view per video. Just call it 0 views. And I'm still telling you, start that channel. So if you're introverted, so am I. And quite frankly, I think being introverted is a superpower. I think introverts, much more than extroverts, are able to adapt to a particular situation, to a particular role. Because we've kind of done it all our lives. Maybe naturally, maybe it's something you stumbled on. It took me years to kind of realize what I've always done. That is, if I was going into a particular situation, I'd tell myself, okay, what is the situation going to require? Quite frankly, I'll just kind of be like an actor, I guess. And you just get through that situation, whether it's an interview, whether it's an outing, like a wedding or something, and you tell yourself you probably shouldn't hide in a corner. So you tell yourself, all right, today I'm going to be an outgoing, happy wedding guest. I don't know if there's such thing as a happy wedding guest. Nobody likes going to weddings. Not even the bride and groom. I just want to get it the heck on out of there. Anyway, us introverts have that as a superpower. I think for that reason, YouTube actually suits the introvert better. Because you can just put on whatever hat you need to put on for whatever video and go to town. So draw on your superpower of being an introvert. Don't let that be an excuse of why you haven't started your channel, if you're wanting to start a channel. Pick up that phone and hit record. I had a boss. Let me switch hands here before my arm just absolutely just breaks. Okay. I had a boss back in the day when I worked for Nextel. And for you youngins out there, holy gimbal. I got a gimbal here that I'm trying to figure out how in God's name to use. Oh, come on, gimbal. Get my head in there. Sweet, merciful crap. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Okay. Peace. Whoa, giant bee, wasp. Wow, okay. Where was I? Oh, I had a boss one time. Oh, Nextel. Jeez Louise. And, that's a cell phone company. They were the beep. Remember the chirp, 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 chirp thing? Beat me and I'll beep you back thing. That was Nextel. I worked for them. And then we merged with Sprint back in the day. And our new manager was a Sprint manager. Old school guy. First thing he had us do was take a personality test. Good old Myers-Briggs, which has since been proven to be crap. But it's still incredibly prevalent, which is ridiculous. But anyway, I was the one and only introvert on the team. At least, answer honestly. I don't know if anybody else may have been, but obviously it's easy to fake those answers. But I was an introvert, and I was way on that scale. I mean, massive, like caveman type of introvert. And needless to say, I didn't sit well with the manager. If you want to succeed in America, you have to be an extrovert. Only that, he had like 7 degrees, and I was a college dropout. So I didn't sit well with him either. In fact, he flat out said, You'll never be promoted or get a raise since you don't have a degree. You go good. You're awesome. You're an inspiring leader. So glad you're my boss. That was not a good time in my career. Anyway, I have no idea why I told that story, other than to paint the picture of just how introverted I really am. And the power that you can tap into of being that actor, putting on that hat of whatever it is that you need. So, you want to start a YouTube channel, put on that hat of being a YouTuber, pick up the phone, hit record, and go to town. Speaking of that YouTube channel, like I said, this is coming from the perspective of someone or a channel that is so far from monetization, it's like setting records. Don't let that stop you. I know a lot of you are thinking, well, what would I do my channel on? I have nothing to share or teach or, who cares? Neither do I. Look at me. Holy cow. Start a YouTube channel, blab on about absolutely nothing. Provide zero value. That's what I'm doing. It's beautiful. Maybe we can team up. We can start a whole new genre, a new niche on YouTube. The no value niche. What's that? The Seinfeld niche. If you've been thinking about starting a channel, whether you're over 40, or 49 tomorrow, like I am, or in your 20s, or heck teens, 80s, 90s, just start it. See where it goes. You never know. And like I said, for this channel, if I'm 90 and I still have 0 subscribers and 0 views, it's gonna be kind of fun to look back on and kind of see my whole entire journey of Vincent 2.0 pretty much. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a video. Kind of wandering aimlessly around some weird areas here and attacked by bugs and animals and whatnot. By the way, I saw a few antelope on the way down here. Then like a quarter of a mile later, I saw a few deer. And like another quarter mile, I saw a beaver, the animal. I was like, well, I have a lot of wildlife out here today. It's a beautiful day in Colorado. Finally, geez, usually freezing when I do this video. Anyway, start a YouTube channel if you're introverted. Get out in nature. Let me flip this camera around. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. Absolutely breathtaking. Mind-numbing. Inspirational. And if that didn't inspire you to start a YouTube channel, nothing will. Anyway, time is precious. Time is limited. Time is incredibly valuable. And you're probably thinking to yourself right now, you're wasting my time, buddy. But if I am, I appreciate you sitting through the rambling. And thanks. See you next video.